Hi friends and welcome back to So Happy. Today we're diving into this free shorts sewing pattern from Unfettered Patterns, and this is one you're definitely going to want in your summer wardrobe rotation. These pleated tailored Bermuda shorts are a classic easy to wear style with a relaxed fit, featuring a comfortable waistband and clean straightforward construction that makes them super approachable. In this tutorial I'll walk you through techniques like pleats, darts, pocket backings, a zipper fly, and belt loops. And we're finishing everything neatly inside so your shorts look as good on the inside as they do on the outside. It's a great project for practicing foundational garment skills that you can use again and again. For my version, I used a navy striped shirting fabric. It's lightweight, breathable, and perfect for hot summer days. I've styled mine with a pointel version of the Orlando tee from Seamwork, which I also have a full tutorial for if you're looking to make a cute, easy top to pair with these. And I finally got to break out this belt that's been sitting in my closet for years, just waiting for this perfect project. If you'd like to adjust the length of these shorts, you can do so easily by raising or lowering that bottom hem. You can create a more playful summer short or a full-length wide leg pant, and our construction process would still stay exactly the same. You've basically unlocked multiple garments in one. Alright, let's get to sewing these Bermuda shorts. To form the pleats on the front pant pieces, you're going to follow the lines from the pattern piece. These lines will be created by aligning the notches with their drill holes underneath. There are 4 notches corresponding to 4 drill holes. Then we can pin those pairs of lines together as we would a dart. For each of these pleats, you'll sew along the pairs of lines from the top to the point, reducing your stitch length as you reach the bottom of the pleat so that there's no puckering on the front of the fabric. On the inside of the pant, press that pleated material toward the center front. Repeat for both front pieces. Here is one of my pocket backing pieces. I'm going to fold and press back the longer slanted edge to the wrong side by about 1/4 inch. I'll also fold and press that short bottom edge, again by 1/4 inch. Now I'll place the wrong side of the pocket backing piece onto the right side of the pocket lining piece, aligning the outer raw edges. Pin in place all the way around. Baste the outer raw edges together and edge stitch those inner folded edges. Place the pocket facing right sides together with the front pant piece along the slanted edge and pin in place. Sew with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Turn that pocket away from the pant and over its seam allowance, and you're going to understitch, sewing the pocket to the seam allowance underneath with about 1/8 inch seam allowance. Then you can flip that pocket along the main seam to the inside of the pant and give that a press. Place the pocket facing and the pocket lining right sides together. Pin those pocket layers together along the short straight edge and the curved edge. Baste the straight edge together and sew the bottom curved edge at a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Finish the bottom curved edges together. I'm going to pin those pocket layers to the pant along the side, the center front, and the top edge. Baste those layers together as pinned. Additionally, I'm also going to go ahead and finish that entire side seam together, as well as the inner leg seam. Repeat to create both front pant pieces. Place your front pant pieces right sides together along the crotch curve. Pin the front pieces together at the notch transferred from the pattern piece. We're going to be sewing from the notch for about a 1 inch distance below the notch. Backstitching at both points to secure. For the left front pant piece only, I'm going to snip into the seam allowance at the notch. isolating that seam allowance of the left pant piece only and snipping from the raw edge to the stitching line and not beyond. Now we can finish the inner crotch edges. For the left pant, I'll finish from the top to the notch, then for that snipped into section, from the notch to the bottom of the crotch curve. And for the right front pant piece, you can finish the crotch curve from top to bottom. Fold and press that top finished section of the left pant piece to the wrong side by 1/4 inch. Then I'll turn this front pant to the right side. With the right side of the zipper facing you, tuck it underneath the left pant. You want the zipper stop to be at the notch. Place that pressed edge of the left front pant piece up against the zipper so that the opposite side of the zipper tape is still visible. Pin in place. Now I'll baste my zipper in place along the folded edge of the fabric, from the top to the notch. I've applied interfacing to the wrong side of my fly shield piece. Now I'll fold it in half lengthwise to sew the bottom edge with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Then we can turn this piece right side out. Give it a press and finish the raw edges together along the long edge. On the inside of the pant, I'm going to place my fly shield on top of my zipper so that the top raw edges align with the top raw edge of the pant and the finished edge aligns with the edge of the zipper tape. Pin in place. Sew the fly shield in place from the front of the garment, sewing from the top to the notch. Sewing right on top of our original basting stitches. I've applied interfacing to the wrong side of my fly facing piece. I've also gone ahead and finished the outer curved edge. Place the fly facing right sides together with the right front pant piece. Align that straight interfaced edge with the finished edge and pin in place from the top to the notch. Sew the facing to the right front piece with a 3/8 inch seam allowance from the top to the notch. We're going to understitch the fly facing by turning it over its seam allowance and giving that a press, then sewing the facing to its seam allowance underneath with about an 1/8 inch seam allowance from the top to the notch. Turn the fly shield to the inside of the garment along the main seam and give that a press. Place the right front pant over the left so that that finished edge sits on top of the previous zipper stitches. The center front finished edge of the right front pant should align with the main seam of the crotch. Pin in place. Baste the right front pant to the left front pant along this center front. Turn the front pant to the wrong side. Fold the fly shield out of the way, pinning it to the left front pant piece. Then we can move the right front pant piece out of the way as well, folding it underneath. So now we can see this unsewn side of the zipper sitting on top of the fly facing piece. And we're going to sew that zipper tape to the fly facing from the top to the bottom, doing this twice. First, edge stitching close to the zipper teeth, then stitching about through the middle of the zipper tape. Now I'm going to turn the pant to the right side. Using a heat erasable pen, I'm going to mark the edges of the fly shield, just feeling underneath to feel those finishing stitches. I'm going to top stitch that fly shield in place on the inside along this straight edge first, with that fly shield still pinned out of the way. Then as I approach this bottom curve of the fly facing, I'll unpin the fly shield so that I can catch the bottom edge of the fly shield in my stitches as I sew to that center front and back stitch. Now we can undo those basting stitches along the center front. I've transferred my dart from the pattern piece onto the back pant piece. Now I'll pin it in place. Sew from the top to the point, leaving thread tails at the point so you can tie them in knots. Then press the dart toward the center back. Repeat for both back pant pieces. I've gone ahead and finished the side raw edge, as well as the curved center edge and the inner leg seam for both back pant pieces. Now I'll place the front and back pieces right sides together along the inner leg seams. And pin both inner leg seams. Sew both inner leg seams with a 3/8 inch seam allowance and press the seams open. Place the back pant pieces right sides together and the front pant pieces right sides together. Pin the crotch curve from where the center front stitches ended to the top of the back pant piece. Then we'll sew from the end of those front stitches across that main center seam to the top of the back pant piece with a 3/8 inch seam allowance and press the seam open. Place the front and back pant pieces right sides together along the side seam and pin in place on both sides. Sew both side seams with a 3/8 inch seam allowance and press the seams open. Here is one of my belt loop pieces that I've gone ahead and finished the long edge on one side. I'm going to take the opposite unfinished long edge and fold it to the wrong side by about 1/2 inch. Then I'll take the finished edge and fold it on top and give it all a good press. Then I'll edge stitch along both sides of the belt loop piece with about an 1/8 inch seam allowance. Cut each of your belt loops to be about 3 3/4 inch long. Repeat for the opposite belt loop strip to create 6 belt loops. For the 2 front belt loops, I'll center them in between the pleats, placing them right sides together with the top of the pant, aligning the top raw edge and pinning in place. Then I'll turn the pants to the back. I'll pin 2 belt loops to the top of the pant in between the side seams and the dart, and about 3/8 inch on either side of the center back seam. Baste each belt loop in place. Here is my waistband piece, and I've gone ahead and interfaced half the width. And along the bottom raw edge of the uninterfaced portion, I folded that raw edge to the wrong side by about 3/8 inch straight across. With the zipper open, I'm going to trim off my excess zipper tape flush with the top of the pant. I'll place the interfaced portion of the waistband right sides together with the top of the pant so that the outer short edges extend 3/8 inch beyond the finished edges of the pant. And pin in place on both sides. Continue pinning all the way around the waistband. Sew the waistband to the top of the pant all the way from center front to center front with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Turn the waistband upward with the seam allowance pressed toward the waistband. Then fold the waistband in half right sides together so that the folded edge of the inner waistband meets the seam line. Pin the short edge, repeating for both edges. Sew both short waistband edges from the top folded edge to the bottom folded edges with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. This should be directly in line with both center front edges. Trim those top corners of the waistband. Turn the waistband right side out. Fold the waistband in half so that the inner folded edge just covers the main stitching line. Pin that in place from the right side, making sure that your pins are directly placed inside the waistband seam so that they catch the inner folded edge of the inner waistband. Now that I have that waistband pinned in place so that I've caught the inner folded edges in my pins, I'm going to stitch in the ditch all the way around the waistband. Stitching right inside of that main waistband seam, making sure I'm catching those inner folded edges, all the way from center front to center front. Now to secure the top edges of each of your belt loops to the top edge of the waistband, fold back the raw top edges of each belt loop to the wrong side by about 3/8 of an inch and align that folded edge with the top of the waistband, pin in place. Edge stitch the top edges of each belt loop in place. Sew your buttonhole into the center of the right front waistband. Then we can sew the button directly across from the buttonhole. Now for the bottom hems. I've gone ahead and hemmed one of my pant legs, now we're going to do the other side. The hem allowance for the bottom of the shorts is 1¼ inches. I'm choosing to do a double 1-inch fold, folding the bottom raw edge to the wrong side by 1 inch, then once more by an additional inch, and pinning in place all the way around. Then edge stitch along that upper inner fold all the way around to complete the hem, repeating for both pant legs. And now the shorts are complete. Thank you for watching this sew along. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future sewing tutorials, and I'll see you in the next video.